the heart of our quiet town, nestled beneath a veil of shadow, stood the deserted house. The old stories whispered of its haunting, but I had always dismissed them as mere folklore. Until one fateful night, my curiosity drove me to uncover the truth behind its decaying walls. As I approached the house, an eerie hush seemed to blanket the surroundings. The moon cast a pale glow on the weathered facade, and the windows stared like empty sockets, watching my every step. The air grew still, and a chill crawled up my spine, prickling my skin. My heart raced, a combination of trepidation and excitement urging me forward. Pushing open the creaking door, a rush of stale air greeted me. The interior was cloaked in darkness, save for the faint moonlight filtering through the grimy windows. Dust motes danced in the air, a silent testament to the passage of time. The floorboards groaned underfoot, as if mourning the footsteps that no longer echoed through the house. The first room I entered held remnants of a life once lived. Tattered wallpaper clung to the walls like faded memories, and forgotten furniture lay draped in dusty sheets. My breath caught in my throat, a strange sensation gnawing at my consciousness. I convinced myself it was just my imagination, that the stories had played tricks on my mind. But as I wandered deeper into the house, the sensation intensified. It was as though a presence lingered, a ghostly observer watching my every move. The air grew thick, charged with an energy I could not ignore. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat echoing in the stillness. In the heart of the house, I stumbled upon a small, dimly lit room. A lone candle flickered on a dusty table, casting dancing shadows that seemed to mirror my unease. And there, in the corner of the room, I saw him, a boy, no older than 10, with pale skin and hollow eyes that held a glimmer of recognition. Frozen in place, I watched as the boy stared at me, his gaze unblinking. His presence exuded a sorrow so palpable that it wrapped around me like a heavy shroud. I found my voice, a tremor of fear lacing my words as I whispered, "Who are you?" He didn't answer. Instead, he beckoned with a ghostly hand, his eyes pleading for something beyond my understanding. I hesitated, my mind warring between curiosity and the creeping dread that this encounter was not of this world. Stepping closer, I noticed a flicker of movement outside the window. Shadows danced in the moonlight, and the wind seemed to carry whispers that only my racing heart could decipher. The boy's expression shifted, his eyes now filled with urgency. Without a word, he pointed to the floorboards beneath him. I knelt down, my fingers tracing the worn wood. And then I saw it, a faded photograph, as aged as the house itself. The image depicted the boy, smiling beside a woman whose face seemed to blur with the passage of time. Their eyes held an uncanny resemblance to my own, and the realization hit me like a thunderclap. Terror coursed through me as I pieced together the truth. The boy was a specter trapped in a realm between life and death, his unfinished business binding him to this forsaken house. The woman in the photograph was my grandmother, and I saw my own reflection in her eyes. As I stared at the photograph, the boy's spectral hand brushed against my own. It was an icy touch that sent shivers down my spine. He didn't speak, but I understood. He wanted me to set him free, to finally give him the peace he had been denied for so long. With a heavy heart, I left the house, a chill lingering in the air even as I stepped into the moonlight. The deserted house held a secret more haunting than any tale, and the lonely boy's plea would forever haunt my thoughts. I knew that one day I would return, determined to bring closure to his restless spirit and finally lay his sorrow to rest.